Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam. Welcome everyone to Vani Amritvani program. Today, Her Grace Yamuna Swarup Mataji will be giving her transcendental words of wisdom. And Satya Haridas Prabhuji will be reading the Prabhupada quote, Namamrit and Prabhupada Lila Amrit. Thereafter, Sadhu Sevni Mataji will be reciting the shlokas. Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam. Welcome everyone.
Hare Krishna. Danda Pranam to all Vaishnavas. Namamrit. The holy name protects the devotees from fall down. If one keeps himself pure and steady by constantly chanting the holy name, one will be saved from fall down. Ajamil's exalted position as the Brahman was vanquished by his association with the prostitute, so much so that he forgot all his Brahmanical activities. Nevertheless, at the end of his life, by chanting the 4 syllables of the name Narayana, he was saved from the gravest danger of falling down. Dharmashit Raite Mahito Bhayat. Even a little devotional service can save one from the greatest danger. Devotional service, which begins with the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, is so powerful that even if one falls down from the exalted position of a Brahmanical through the Brahman through sexual indulgence, he can be saved from all calamities if he somehow or other chants the holy name of the Lord. This is the extraordinary power of the Lord's holy name. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is advised that one not forget the chanting of the holy name even for a moment. Sattatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dadvata. Bhagavad Gita 9.14. There are so many dangers in this material world that one may fall down from one exalted position at any time. Yes, yet if one keeps himself always pure and steady by chanting the Harinam mantra, he will be saved. Without a doubt. Prabhupada quote 8 December. We are not enemies of machines. If they can be used for Krishna's service, then we welcome them. Letter to Kirtanandana Nandan, December 8, 1968. Prabhupada Lilamrit. Bhagavad Gita tells that the problem of the death can be solved. Although death is everywhere in the material world, one who attains to me, says Krishna, never has to take his birth again in the material world. There is a spiritual world, undestructible, and one who goes there does not come back to the region of death. Why should the leaders of the nations cling to the planet of their birth? Their death is inevitable. Abhay concluded, we wish that in their ripe old age, Mr. Shah and Mahatma Gandhi will make combined effort to educate the men to learn how to go back to home, back to Godhead. After 2 issues of Back to Godhead, Abhay had to stop. Printing was costly, but he kept writing regularly, writing at Gita Upanishad, turning out new articles and philosophical purports of the scriptures, even in the same book in which he wrote his pharmaceutical formulas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Dandavat Pranam. Bhagavad Gita 16.4. Dambo darpo abhimanascha krodha parushyam evacha ajnanam cha abhijatasya partha sampadamasurim. Translation: Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demoniac nature, O son of Pratha. Hare Krishna. Chapter 14, The Story of King Vena. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.14.1. Maitreya Uvacha Brigav Adhayaste Munayo Lokanam Shema Darshina Goptari Asati Vainrinam Pashyanta Pashu Samyatam. Translation: The great sage Maitreya continued. O great hero Vidura, the great sages, headed by Brigu, were always thinking of the welfare of the people in general. When they saw that in the absence of King Anga, there was no one to protect the interests of the people, they understood that without a ruler, the people would become independent and non regulated. Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrit Madhya Leela. सब दान लाया कहे कोरे लाल इला धना कन्या दीते चाहिए उठैला बचाना. Translation: Having taken all my father's money, this rogue claimed that it was taken by some thief. Now he is claiming that my father has promised to give him his daughter in charity. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. श्री श्री राजा बिहारी की जय, श्री श्री सीता राम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. When we are discussing this Amritvani, we understand that it is about always about the glories of chanting. Here, especially, it is discussed that how chanting, how pure devotional service can save from fall down. And especially, it is mentioned that if one keeps himself pure and steady by constantly chanting, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Yatantascha Drirvitaha. So beautiful it is that if one is constantly chanting, remembering the Lord not only protects the devotee like he protects Prahlad Maharaj, he protected Dhruv Maharaj, he protected all his devotees. And but also that even if by chance the devotee is falling down from bhakti due to any touch to with the material world is so dangerous that it can make the devotee fall down. It is not difficult to fall down, but it is again very easy that person can maintain the chanting and protect oneself from fall down. Chanting is such a beautiful anga of bhakti that first three angas, that is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, these three angas are coming in chanting itself. So it becomes very easy to remember the Lord. Like Prabhupada says, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. So when one chants this, remembering Krishna and not forgetting him becomes easy. Prabhupada has given these principles and that one should chant 16 rounds. This protects the devotee from fall down. Whereas in the material world, The danger of falling down is always there. But if one keeps following Prabhupada's words, one has one is easily always into bhakti. Next is the Prabhupada's quote that we are not enemies of machines. And but if machines can be used for Krishna's service, then Prabhupada says we welcome them. All these machines nowadays, even that those days it was the dictaphone which Prabhupada used for uh, saying, giving us all the purports of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and various other books. So, but also today's mobile phone, which is very useful in bhakti, but still it has always pros and cons. So we must remember that we have to use only in Krishna consciousness. We have to put proper use of it, otherwise there are many bad things which can cause fall down of a devotee, and devotee should protect oneself by remembering Prabhupada's words. And in Prabhupada Leelamrit, Prabhupada is here talking about Bhagavad Gita, that how Krishna says that if one remembers him always and goes back to the spiritual world, he will not come to material world again. He will not take birth again. This kind of bhakti, this kind of bhakti is always higher than just trying to vaguely or whimsically remember the Lord. When we are chanting the holy name and when we are reading the books of Prabhupada, when we are understanding more from the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, we understand that Prabhupada is trying to say that follow the instructions properly and remember the Lord always. And Lord also says that always remember me in your mind, manmanabha madbhakto mityaji mam namaskuru. And he also talks about patram pushpam phalam toyam. So these various uh, shlokas of the Lord remind us that we have to always remember the Lord. We have to remain in bhakti. And if we remain in bhakti, we'll definitely go back to Godhead. Any devotee will go back to Godhead. It may take more time or less time, that is irrelevant. But definitely the soul goes back. And once who goes back to the Lord's spiritual
Hari
world, will
Hari
never
Hari
come back.
Ram Hari Kinara
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hari Hare Ram
So,
Ram Hari Kinara Krishna Hari 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hari Kinara Krishna Krishna Hari Hari
Hare Krishna. Here also that Prabhupada reminds that due to the World War II, it was very different in India also. He reminds that Mahatma Gandhi and George Bernard Shaw, if they make combined effort to educate people to learn the Bhagavad Gita, how to go back to Godhead, it will be better for the world. And even Prabhupada is helping because he was a pharmacist, he was also helping in other ways by giving the medical formulas. So Prabhupada helped in different ways, and this is so nicely mentioned here. In the Bhagavad Gita 16.4, we understand that these are the demonic qualities mentioned here by the Lord. The demons who do not remember the Lord, demons who don't like others doing bhakti, they are pride, so much in pride, arrogance. They have that conceit, jealousy, anger, harshness, ignorance. Ignorance is a very bad quality. One devotee should never fall down to ignorance, and a devotee should try to maintain minimum goodness. That is what always Prabhupada has said, always our Guru Maharaj said, that a devotee should maintain his qualities, whereas otherwise it is one, if one fall down to ignorance, then those qualities of demonic nature, they are very, very dangerous. And we have to never fall into lust, anger, greed. Always no, no, no for a devotee. In the chapter 14 of Srimad Bhagavatam, here Maitreya Muni is speaking to Vidur Maharaj, and he tells him that all the great sages headed by Bhrigu were always thinking of the welfare of the people in general. Great saints always thought of the people in general, like in the Naimisharanya also, 88,000 rishis had gathered to just do yakya for the only welfare of the people in especially Kali Yuga. And here it is that Bhrigu Maharaj and others were thinking that if in the absence of Anga, Angaraja, there was no one to protect the people in general, what will happen of them? And they were just trying to help them. So great sages always think of the people in general and their welfare. And that is what here it is going on. In the Madhya Leela, it is that the son of the Brahmana, elder Brahmana, he is taking benefit of that his father saying that I am not remembering. I don't know what happened. Although he was so innocent, but still because his family was forcing him that the poor Brahmana should not be uh, given that chance to take their daughter. The son is taking undue benefit. He is using Kutaniti, and he is saying that this person is simply lying and he is a rogue. He's just claiming that because of for money, he's claiming because we are very rich, he's claiming like this that my father has promised to give the daughter in charity. Now that is how the mood of ignorance is, like we earlier discussed. So Krishna save us from fall down. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. His Grace